Okay, last 2 days I made my AFC NFC predictions. And from those, you can figure out who I like to win the divisions. But there's a lot of teams with similar records. And I think about this stuff because I have no life. So I like to do my preseason predictions for the AFC, NFC, and I'll give you the order in which I think at the end of the year, January, this is what the playoff picture will look like. So a little light music, if you could, Maestro. Here is my AFC playoff picture based on my picks. New England's the number 1 seed at 14-2, and they will get a bye. I have told you I think they are built for the Super Bowl. Manning is out of the AFC, and Big Ben is aging. I have Pittsburgh as my number 2 seed. They will also get a bye and play at home. Now, Tennessee, as you see, is also an 11-5 team. Why, Colin, are they a 3 and Pittsburgh's a 2? Because they play each other November 11th, and it's at Pittsburgh. And I believe in the tiebreaker, Pittsburgh in a worse division will have a better divisional record than Tennessee, and they will beat them head-to-head. So I've got the Steelers, my 2 seed. They get a bye. Tennessee's my 3 seed at 11-5. The Raiders, my 4 seed, winning the AFC West at 10-6. The Colts will be a wild card team at 10-6, my 5th seed. And I have the Chargers, the LA Chargers, as my 9-7 last team. Now, I also, as you know, have Miami at 9-7. So, Colin, why did you have the Miami Dolphins first out and the LA Chargers in? Because they play each other in LA early in the year. If it was later in the year with Jay Cutler and he's ready to go, I may take Miami. If it was at Miami, I may take Miami. But L.A. hosts Miami early in the year, and I think the Chargers win that game, and that's why they become the 6th seed and Miami's the first out. Now let's go to the NFC playoffs. They're even more complicated. I have Green Bay as the best record in the NFC, 12-4. They will get a bye. You know I picked them to win their division at 12-4. But I also picked several teams to be 10-6. But Seattle will win their division and get a bye, because I think they play in a weaker division now and will have a superior conference record to Carolina and the Eagles. I have Carolina at 10-6 being my 3rd seed. They do not get a bye. The Eagles win the NFC East, but I have them as a 4 because they have to play at Seattle. I think they lose it. And they have to play at Carolina, and I think they lose that game. I think what they do is win a lot of in-division games this year and win the division. In fact, I think the Eagles beat Dallas both times they play. The Cowboys go 10-6, but the tiebreaker goes to Philly in that division because they beat Dallas. Where the Eagles lose is those teams above them that win their division, Seattle and Carolina. I have Minnesota. I don't feel great about this. I took Minnesota at 9-7 to be the last team in, and the first teams out are the Giants, Detroit, Tampa, Atlanta, and almost all of you disagree with me, but I'll say it again. I think Minnesota's got the best roster in their division, one of the best rosters in the NFC, and my gut feeling is Bradford's healthy for about 13 games, and they can figure out a way to win those, and I think they'll have a very good running game. So there's my NFC playoff order. And by the way, last year all 6 AFC teams had a Pro Bowl level quarterback. 5 of the 6 NFC teams did. And if you go back, last year, Houston didn't and Miami didn't. If you look at all my playoff teams that I put in there, I've got basically 12 teams in the playoffs, and 11 of them have what you would consider elite quarterbacks. Brady, Big Ben. I think Mariota now is going to be a Pro Bowl level kid. I like him a lot. Derek Carr, Andrew Luck, and Phillip Rivers. Those are all above average quarterbacks. If you go to my NFC playoff prediction, Green Bay, Seattle, Carolina, I think Wentz is going to pop. Dak. Now, Minnesota is the team that doesn't. But if you look at the history of the NFL in the last 5-10 years, there is generally 1 or 2 of the 12 playoff teams that is doing it with defense, doing it with running game. Minnesota's my team this year, that does it with the non-quarterback-led team. I think they're going to do it with their running game, their coaching, and their overall defensive personnel.